Greetings everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the Half-Life community show that helps you keep up to date with the community news. Wow, finally an intro that isn't convoluted. Let's get started.
LambdaGeneration.
Halfquake Rebirth, the remake of the originally acclaimed Halfquake, has received a brand new media update at the start of March, detailing that they have gone through a massive reboot. At the top of this new media update, the mod's developer Yanxias talked about how progress has been rather slow because of a hard drive failure, which ended up deleting most project files. This led to the decision to completely redesign the mod pretty much from the ground up. We get to see some screenshots from the newly redesigned maps though, and I gotta say that they're a big improvement from what they had before, as you can see from the comparison here. They're just more geometrical details and the texture work is also much better from what we have seen. Furthermore, the update post talks about the story of the mod and the future of the project. Yanxias, the developer of the mod, now also has a Patreon page which you can join. And there's a call for more team members to join the Halfquake Rebirth team. No specific roles are detailed here, so if you think you have something to contribute to the team, get in contact with Yanxias. You can do so on Discord. And if you want to read and look at this media update yourself, I of course left a link for it down in the description below. Half-Life 2's weapons, even though some of them are basic, they're still pretty iconic in the community, especially because you're using them not just in the base game, but also in mods, making them a mainstay for anything related to Half-Life 2. But where do they really come from? Well, YouTuber Womobile has created a video that would answer just that. In this video, he compares the weapons of Half-Life 2 to their real-life counterparts, wherever possible, that is. Obviously, the bug bait and the AR2 are a little bit more difficult to track down real-life examples for, but you get the point. Some flaws of the weapons are also pointed out in this video, like how the shotgun in Half-Life 2 still shouldn't technically be able to fire from 2 barrels, or that the SMG has no real way to dispense a grenade round. Would Valve ever get it right? The video certainly is an interesting watch, so if you'd like to kill some time with gaining some more knowledge, then by all means check this video by Womobile out. It's linked down below in the description. Thinking about how you move in your video game is important, especially in VR games. The rules on that aren't as firmly set up as in regular 2D video games. So how did Valve tackle this issue in Half-Life Alyx? Well, they released a video that answered that exact question. In the same vein as developer commentary, Valve takes you on a deep dive into the world of Locomotion. You're joined by Valve developers Jason Mitchell, Luke Nalker, Greg Coomer, and Roland Shaw as they explain how they came up with the movement systems used in Half-Life Alyx and how they implemented them. Did you know, for example, that Valve was inspired from their own teleporting system they used in the lab? It didn't feel right at first though, so they changed it up to be more immersive in the detailed worlds of Half-Life Alyx, making the teleportation indicator mix in more with the environment. More fun facts like that can be learned from watching the video. I left a link for it in the description below. Half-Life Alyx is now available to purchase on Steam. VR equipment is for History has been made here. The first ever custom Half-Life Alyx map has been released. At least, the first ever as far as we know. It's called Overrun, and it features Alyx fighting more Combine in a map that has been completely built from scratch. The crazy thing about this is that this has also been created entirely without a Half-Life Alyx SDK. My guess is that this has been created by using the Steam VR Home SDK together with the Half-Life Alyx FGD file, which someone published online. It's gonna take another month for the actual Half-Life Alyx SDK to arrive. The playtime for this map is about 30 minutes, so it's not like it's a super long campaign, and the map does look a bit unfinished in places, but considering that the tools used here were quite limited, it's already a miracle that this was even possible. And I want to congratulate Laser Paradox, the map's creator, for their efforts here. Now, if you own Half-Life Alyx and you want to play it, I left a link down below to the mod's official trailer. A download link can be found there. Just like how it was expected by, basically everyone, Half-Life Alyx is getting keyboard and mouse support. Well, done by modders, not officially from Valve, but hey, it's at least something, right? The mouse and keyboard mod I'm talking about right now is one created by YouTube user Unreal Academy. The irony, I know. And it already works pretty well. Things like the gravity gloves work for picking up items, you can use the inventory system, and most importantly, you can move Alyx around with your mouse and keyboard. Now, it is true that this completely works, but I wouldn't say that this is ever going to be the best way to play Half-Life Alyx. Certain things just don't work here in my opinion, like moving the camera up and down to store resin in your inventory seems quite clunky still, and I feel like it could be done better. But then again, I know nothing about the conversion process and how Half-Life Alyx inner systems work. You have probably heard this from many YouTubers before too, but I'm going to recommend playing Half-Life Alyx in VR mode and not in keyboard and mouse mode. It would be a fun novelty experience to play it that way for sure, but it was never the intended way to play Half-Life Alyx. Just from looking at other people playing the game, I can already tell that Half-Life Alyx is an experience, not just a game. Playing it with a mouse and keyboard would be nowhere near as entertaining. If this is the only way you'd be able to play it, then by all means, do it. But don't base your opinions on the game off of that experience. I would like to reiterate that mods like these are still great though, because these mods will open the doors to new mods, experiences, and the likes that are fully compatible to be played with a keyboard and mouse. If you want to check out the video that Unreal Academy made on his keyboard and mouse mod, that's cool. I left a link for it down in the description below. On to our final topic for today, we got a complete recreation of the GMan sequence from episode 2 in the Source 2 engine. And yes, this was built completely from the ground up, only using Half-Life Alyx assets. The animation, motion capture, and levels were all custom made for this though, and it runs in-game, not in Source Filmmaker. So that to me seems extra special. It means that Source 2 can just naturally look this cinematic. Anyway, if you want to see Coyote's recreation of this GMan sequence, then you're in luck, because I left a link for it in the description below. You know what you're also in luck for? Finding our social media pages in the description below. Yes, they're there again, as well as a link to our Discord server, which you should totally join. I got my own YouTube channel too. I have some Half-Life videos on there that you may or may not enjoy, so go give those a watch as well. A link to that channel and my Twitter page are down below. And with that, I'm going to end episode 88 of All Things Lambda. I hope you enjoyed it again this week, and we'll be back next week with some more Half-Life community news. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon to never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.